Cool.
I heard them say I'm not for them, cause they spot the name of Christ. They're afraid to say I'm nice, he's the God of the pen. I'm not your top 5 of the best, but the best from the get-go. I done set the pace.
I chose Landmark because I think I wanted to have a purpose, right? I wanted to locate my name to speak for my purpose. So I kind of wanted to be, Landmark is like a turning point in history or a point of reference, or a beacon, right? So I was like, okay, I need something that kind of signifies what I want to do in this industry or with this music stuff. I didn't just want to be one forgettable person, one guy who once rapped. Yeah, so that's why I even say in one of the rhymes, Landmark symbolic for a cornerstone, homie. Rosetta Stone, it ain't vain glory for paying for me. So I just didn't want to be like a forgettable rapper. That's why the name, And of course it has to have a Q because rappers, right? Misspell everything. So QUE just as a unique identifier so that it looks cool on the logo as well.
Ayo, I came for the title like a line of thugs. I ripped the chain from your chest like I'm buying a plug and pity pluggy. In Guanazam will make a bar rage. 1630, shut it down like a truck raid.
Yeah, 1632 and LDF are my foundation. If it wasn't for living where I lived, and if it wasn't for my home being Tembisa, I don't think I would have picked up. I wouldn't have an opportunity to perform, right? So I think a lot of what I eventually became was because of the platforms that were provided in the neighborhood, in the township, the clubs, Nico, and then Last Days Fam, which was like a family of guys who had the same conviction, who really kind of nurtured, this love for this music. We sharpened each other, we always, when we were gathered, it was just about the music, and the message in the music. So I don't think there would be a Landmark without those two, my location and LDF. I'm forever tied to LDF, right? It's a significant component of my come up. Possibly people wouldn't have known me if it wasn't for LDF.
You're gonna step up to the plate, you better have the posture. You get flatten if you cocky, the attitude will cost ya. Especially with no stripes to show it, I got road burn. Go and see a prophet for the omen. Point of no return from the bear to the beast. Tore it up, ask about it if you travel to the east.
A lot to mention. I mean, just from awards, recognition, just being the underdogs. We've always been these dudes who people can't really figure out. But I mean, we were recognized for the Sama Award, or at least we were nominated in 2012 for Best Hip Hop Album. And we took out our second project, So that was a huge highlight for us. Whoa, we're out here and we're in the Samas, amongst the best of the best. So that's one certain highlight, the Sama Award nomination, the nod. I remember the headline in the newspaper, we got a nod, as they call it, So that was a highlight, but there's so many to mention. I mean, all the way from just being on the road every single weekend. We were performing at one point, I think we were doing hundreds of kilometers every week because there were so many places to go to. We'd frequent places. So lots of memories on the road. A significant one was when we were chosen to represent South Africa at the Be Connected Festival in Dar es Salaam. We won this showcase. And then we were taken to Tanzania to go and perform on a stage with people who don't really speak English. It was Swahili, but we rocked that stage, man. It was just bongo flavor, as they call it,
It ain't a mystery, everybody got an image to sell. Everybody figuring their current reality how. Front always telling my brothers that everything is well, but I got a serious...
I think I always knew at some point that I'd need to do a solo, right? But I just never felt ready. I just didn't have inspiration for it. I didn't have the drive for it. I just didn't feel compelled to do anything, right? Because LDF provided an atmosphere for me to do what I need to do. And it wasn't until lockdown, honestly speaking. Look, I had been collecting beats. Admittedly, producers had been sending beats. Dude, whenever you feel like it, you can perform on this beat. You can have it. So I always had a list of producers I could always go to. But it wasn't up until I had some time to myself where I was like, actually, I got nothing else to do right now. let me put out some music. And it was a test. It was actually really a test because I did what was a mixtape, which eventually evolved into an EP. The whole goal was to make it for free, just to do it because there was some time available, and I knew on the other side there would be people who would want to listen. So I think it just kind of evolved by itself, and it kind of feels natural right now. I'm not forcing it. I'm not driving it. I'm not frantic about it. It kind of just is, I'm taking it in my stride. So I don't think it was a matter of I wanted to do a solo by this time. I didn't have that. I really didn't have a cutoff period, but it just happened last year, I think LDF owes us at least, or owes the world at least one, if not two projects. It's definitely not the end of the road. In fact, during the lockdown, we had considered working on a short tape, just again to produce, just to have stuff in rotation for people during this weird and awkward time. So no, it's not the end of LDF at all.
Chemists at dispensary, killing all the flies and I'm monitoring vital signs, the death and decay, while I'm vibing with the chemistry. Light is on, epigenetic switches are switching on. I'm looking to the sun, polar position, sight to Babylon. Unpacking trauma with a gaslighting technique. The least I can do to keep your energy at 10 feet.